Hi everyone, it's Diane back to share another card with you today. And so we are going to make a little bit of an inspirational card. Sometimes you just need one of those ones to send somebody and let them know that you're thinking about them. So I chose Churning Sentiments because it has a cute little one in here that says Faith Over Fear. And then the inside just says everything will be okay. Just a little note so that they know that you care. I started off with a base of pumpkin pie cardstock. This is a standard 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock that has been cut in half and then scored down the center for a 4.25 by 5.5 inch card base. I used a piece of wood grain paper, and there are a lot of designer series papers that have wood grain designs on them. I think there was one with Blessings of Home, whatever that designer series paper was. This one actually came from Nature's Poem. This is an old pack of paper that I had, but it had some wood grain in there. There's also, and originally this is what I was going to use, but I went with the darker wood grain anyways. This was a specialty natural touch specialty paper, and this is what I wanted to use, but I like the darker better, so I swapped it out. You don't want to use wood grain and you have a pretty pattern paper that you want to put behind your pumpkin, that'll work as well. So on top of our wood grain, and this is cut to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, just giving me a very small frame around that. And then another piece of pumpkin pie, which was 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay. Well, it's sticky all over my mat. So how's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. I hope I didn't, oh, there, it's coming off. I thought maybe I melted it with my heat tool. Well, maybe I did. We made it back from our camping trip virtually unscathed. I don't know if you can see my bruise. Sissy decided to go chase a chipmunk and I wasn't quite ready, and I had her leash wrapped around my arm, and so she took half my arm with her. Other than that, everything was wonderful. It was relaxing, beautiful. Had a little bit of rain, but then that cleared up, and so when it rained, we just sat out beside the fire and enjoyed. That's what it was all about, right? Relaxing. I took the die from, where did I put my die set? The Hello Harvest dies. Oh, there they are. There are a couple of pumpkin shapes in here. The Rustic pumpkin dies. I just took the traditional pumpkin design, center it on that small piece of pumpkin pie paper, and I'm using some washi to hold this in place to die cut. I'm going to put my washi tape on the inside of my pumpkin so that if when I take my die off, that washi tape sticks a little bit, it won't tear the outside of my card, which it did do on my my very first one. Maybe I threw that pumpkin away, but you know, washi tape is temperamental, and sometimes it decides it just wants to stick a little bit more than what you wanted it to. So we're going to run that through the die cutting machine. I actually have both of mine set up here because I'm going to cut on one and we're going to emboss. So we'll just run this through, cut that pumpkin die out of the center. Kept it kind of simple today because I am still trying to get cards ready. We have our workshop Tuesday. Yeah, so if you're coming Tuesday to the workshop, make sure you let me know. I have cardstock cut, but I want to make sure I have enough for you if you're coming. And I was going to tell everybody too. So September 27th, these are in-person workshops. So if you're local and you want to join us to make a card, please, please, please feel welcome. And you can just email me here I'll lay that down later. You can email me at diane@bohostamper.com and let me know you're coming. Or if you have my information, give me a call or a text, whatever. So if you're interested in doing holiday cards, and our Tuesday workshops are always in the morning. They're at 10 o'clock on Tuesdays. I am going to do a holiday Christmas card workshop on October the 6th at 6 p.m. So if you want to do some Christmas cards, and those are different cards than what we will do at our October 18th workshop. So if you want to come to both of those, you'll end up with 6 different cards. And those were on my my last web page, my post that I put out there. Oh, my cats are fighting, good grief. And I haven't put a new one out there for a little while. I've just been so busy, I need to get it done. Okay, so back to the card. I'm taking that small piece of pumpkin pie cardstock that we cut the center pumpkin out of, and I'm going to use Timber 3D embossing folder. I thought that would look kind of pretty with a wood grain background. Put this into my cut and emboss. Now my setup, this is a 3D embossing folder, so I'm using the blue plate to run my cardstock through. Yours might be different. You may have a little bit different setup for the thicker embossing folders. Just to give us a little bit of texture. See that? Pretty pretty. And here's the email address if you are interested in popping over for one of the workshops. Love to have you. Okay, got that? Good. All right, moving on. So now we have our center, our wood grain back panel, and our card base. I need my Faith Over Fear stamp, and I stamped that in Early Espresso because I just was afraid that soft suede would not be quite dark enough. So we want to line our die cut pumpkin in the middle of our back panel. Give this a little stamp in the center. And I'm going to set this aside because I need that little acrylic block again. I'm going to use some liquid glue to adhere the embossed panel to the wood grain DSP, only because when we emboss, we make texture in our paper, and sometimes just using a tape runner might not be strong enough. Hoping to get this done before hubby gets home from the store, and I'm also hoping he doesn't come right now because it is pouring out there. So if I have to pop over here and close the door, it's only because the dogs will go bonkers when their daddy gets home. All right. And then we can, whoops, hit my light, sorry. Now we can use a tape runner and just adhere this to the pumpkin pie card base. We'll center that in here. Told you this was another easy peasy one. And then I had some of the crumb cake jute or baker's twine or whatever you may have. I just did a bunny ears bow. This is a little thick and it is a little bit difficult to get it to stay exactly where you want it. So we're going to put this on with a glue dot and hope that it holds that tie in place. I'm just going to put this up on the stem of the pumpkin. Oh, quit raining. Boy, it comes down and it pours and then boom, it's just done. Okay. And I have a couple of these amber rhinestones that came with, I think it came with the Hello Harvest bundle. So just added a couple of these. And then we'll do our inside. So I have a basic white 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel. And how'd you like how I just stopped in the middle of my sentence? There it goes. Everything will be okay. Again, I did that in early espresso. That's what I keep telling myself. Everything will be okay. Trying to do so many different things at once right now. I want to be ready for our group on Tuesday. Trying to get designs made for our Christmas card workshop. I just got an email from the one local church. I did a table at their Christmas market last year and was invited back this year. So I think I'd like to do that, but I'm a little concerned I don't have enough inventory, so I need to make, which is a good thing, you know, but I have to think of what I'm going to make. Yeah. All right. And then in our Hello Harvest, there's a little sunflower. For that, I use soft suede. And I actually stamped this off once, and I think I just threw my scrap paper away. Why did I do that? Oh, here's that pumpkin. See, when I peeled my washi tape off of the pumpkin, it pulled that paper. So it is best to have your tape going to the part of your card that you're going to remove. Stamp our little sunflower off one time. And even the coloring on these sunflowers goes really quick. You know, using Stampin' blends is just super simple. They blend together really nice. Nice alcohol markers that, oh, I did that one. I forgot to stamp off. Oh, well. Everything will be okay. It'll be okay. So I just used the dark pumpkin pie. Went over the little highlight lines that are already created there by the designer of the stamp. Actually, I think I also did the center with that. That's right, I did. Used dark Daffodil Delight and blended out the petals a little bit. And you know, there are so many varieties of sunflowers and autumn posies that you can make this actually whatever color you want. You want to put in some deeper reds. Mary Merlot would be pretty. I'm going to keep it more orange. Use light and dark pumpkin pie. And then I used the bronze and just did around the center of that flower and left a little bit of the orange in the middle. And there we have that. I'm telling you, you don't have to be difficult to be pretty. And you can see here, this is the example of why we like to use panels on top of our cards when using alcohol markers, because they do show through. It's just the nature of the beast. They blend wonderful, but they do bleed through to the back of your panel, so you want to color directly onto your card base. How about that? For super easy, but they're cute, right? I love it. Great. So there we are. Oh, I'm about tied with my other quick card. 16 minutes. See, you can do these quick. As long as I think the whole thing is, if you have an idea in your mind of what you want to do, you can get the card done quickly. It's just coming up with that little bit of an idea, a design. Look on Pinterest. You know, I actually saw a card similar to this on Pinterest that inspired me to do this with my pumpkin. Yeah, and once I saw the card, I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I think they did theirs with a maple leaf, and I do have a maple leaf die, but I don't think I had all my autumn dies out yet. And so I knew I had the pumpkin one from the Hello Harvest set, and thought I could do that with a pumpkin. And I just had gotten this wood grain embossing folder, so that was perfect. Well, thanks for being with me, you guys. Remember, make sure you get in touch with me and let me know if you are going to attend the workshop so I can make sure I have all the products you need ready for you to go. And everybody have a wonderful week. I will see you again on Friday. Bye.